Hello, I've got a 2002 Ford Thunderbird that has several different types of failures in and around the electronics. Some of the failures on this car include stiff power steering, the dash lights are completely out, the headlights would go out just intermittently, the window wipers would come on intermittently by themselves, randomly, without the switch even being on. The soft top would go down, and after releasing the button, you could hear the soft top motor continuing to run. I would have to often press the button off and on to get it to finally stop. Also, the driver's side window would fail to function. Again, all that, a lot of those things were intermittently. The dash lights was permanent. The power steering was permanent. All this led me to suspect the front end module as the culprit. There's other electronics areas of the car that this controls. I'll list all those with the link where I had the front end module repaired and below. This video, I'll show you how to remove the front end module, but I'll do that in a way that's a little different. I'm going to show you how to reinstall the front end module, and of course removing it is just the opposite. I already have the module removed, and it can be very tricky to remove, much easier to install, but once you know how to reinstall it, of course removal is just the opposite. In some ways removal's actually a little bit easier. Anyways, let's get to that reinstallation. Okay, here's the front end module. You can see there are four electronics ports here for 4 harnesses, and then in the front there are 2, so 6 altogether. And that is going to get installed right, as you can see, on the left side kick plate of the car. So it's fairly tight in there. It goes right back there. But so let's get to. Okay, try to get this installed. You can see right here, there's a stud here, and one way up there. So let's try to get this position back in here. This is a little the part that might be a little tricky on the install is getting this slid back into position and back over those 2 studs. All right. The top one, there we go. Got the top one installed. There we go. All right. That wasn't so bad. All right, we got that done. Going to install these. Go ahead and plug these wiring harnesses in. There are 4 on the bottom. There's a couple that fell down here that we got to get. These are all different sizes and shapes, so you won't be able to plug these into any spaces where they shouldn't go. Also on these, there is, see that, bud? There's these tabs right here. When you pull these out, you've got to push these down. You can kind of see how that works. It's kind of hard to show you. I'll bend it around here. This tab here pushes down. Those tabs are against the body of the car, the inside body of the car. These are actually up against here. So you'll want to get this loose so you can get your finger underneath behind here, as I'm demonstrating. You can't behind and pull that out as much as you can to squeeze that tab, which is going to be behind this area here, and squeeze it and pull it out. You might have to really get some grip on that. These things can be in there pretty tight, especially up in here. These top ones can be really very much of a bear to get out. This one here, it's actually on the side where you'll squeeze that. So it's actually going to be up here in this area. So again, one thing I had to do, I had to get a pair of pliers actually, and very gently pull this out as I was pushing this down. These tabs are easy to push down, but these things, to try to get your fingers around there and pull out as you're pushing these tabs down, can be very difficult, especially this one here, which goes up here. That was probably the toughest one, so there will be some challenges getting those out. Let's try to get some of these plugged back in. And we'll start with the one in the rear first and move our way forward, getting those out. Let's try to get some of these plugged back in. And we'll start with the one in the rear first and move our way forward. So it's probably easier to just reverse that process when you're taking this out. So let me try to figure out which one goes down at the very bottom. I think this one goes here. Yeah, that's the smaller one. And back here. Good idea to maybe get this figured out before you kind of start on this. Okay, that one looks like it goes there. It does. Just got a light that came on here, so that's a good sign. And next one appears. Oh, yeah, I heard a ground start. All right, I believe this one's going to go here. Again, if it's not right, it's not going to fit in there. That doesn't seem to want to go in there. That one goes there. Did these out of order, so might make things a little bit difficult for me. Plug that in there. Plug this one in here. You may want to actually disconnect the battery while you're doing this. I hear the ground this thing's grounded, so it's going in and out. What I might do is go ahead and put one of these bolts on just to get this thing so it stays kind of tight, so we don't get that intermittent ground. That's a 10 millimeter, so we'll need a deep socket for that. All right, I used a 10 millimeter deep socket and a wobbler here to get that, to tighten that up so we don't have that intermittent ground going off and on, which is probably not the best thing in the world. So we've got two more pieces to plug in here, two more harnesses rather. We're going to go ahead and do those. Top one. This was tough. Again, you want to get all the screws out of this thing. Again, I would disconnect the negative battery cable. Doing this again for sure. So yeah, this should be a simple thing to do, and the quarters are so tight. It's not so simple. Yeah, this is actually, it's attached to there. There we go. Now, there, that snapped in. Got this one to snap in here. Right there. This goes right here to hold that wiring harness down a little bit. All right. Now up here, there's a device that needs to be attached before you get the screw. This attaches to that stud right there. Okay. Let me put this nut on right here. All right. just gonna get that a couple of twists so it doesn't fall down. I'm gonna check this piece. I'll show you in just a second, but I need to make sure this can go on. Yeah. This is I might have put these on in the wrong order here. There we go. So, I don't know if you saw that, but this little piece back here that has some wiring harnesses, you've got to take that off before you can get this off. So there's a couple of nuts there you have to take off there. Right here, the 10mm nuts that we'll put back on here in just a second. But I'm going to put this. First, I'm going to add water here. Let's pull this thing so that we can get this out a little bit easier. Okay, okay, a couple of tricky bolts, nuts to get on are those that go. I just lost my light. Those that go right back there and there. They're inside. It's really easy to lose a bolt back there. What I do here is I've got an extension, and with a 10mm, I'll get that in focus, in the end there. I don't know if you can see that, but there is right there. That's a super magnet. Get yourself some super magnets. Put a little one in your ton, and this bolt then will be magnetized and stick right in there. It's a little bit light, but it's enough to hold it. That's going to keep that from completely falling out, chasing after that nut a million times to finally get that thing on. Now we're going to need a deep to get these tight, but I just want to get those on first. So there's one. That made it nice and easy. That bolt's not going to go anywhere. Let's put the other one in. Again, super magnets right in there. There we go. You don't have to do that, but again, if it falls out, you're going to be chasing that thing around. And as you can see, there's all kinds of nooks and crannies, places for that bolt to fall and hide from you. So I want to try to get that kind of on and secure. You can't really see that, can you? But not a whole lot of excitement going on there. Just getting a nut into place. There we go. Works best with your right hand. All right, there we go. That's that. That's on that one. Pretty easy. Secure with that. So, yeah, it's working. Okay, I do say hydraulic extension light. Looks like I might not need that 10mm extended. Actually, I probably not. So we'll get the extension here. Stick that on. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna take this up. And then over here. Let's switch that. Plus, can't over. Go. Now we've got to tighten up the bolts, the nut here, and the one that's way back up there in the corner. And I did put this. There's an 8mm bolt. Sorry about that. There's an 8mm bolt right there. Really close quarters. So apologize for that, but it's right here, right there. So I kind of put that in. You got to work that in. There's a bushing there, that rubber bushing that has to go through. So it's a little bit. You kind of gotta feel your way to get that one in. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten these up. I won't bore you with those mechanicals. Okay, all the bolts are tightened. I put this harness, this little holder. Make sure you put that back on the stud there, so you don't have wires hanging out. And I just had tucked this underneath the brake, so I can have a little bit of room. This, all right. Now once you got that just kind of sits right down there. Not a whole lot of magic to that one. This does appear as though there's a clip of some sort that holds that on, but there's nothing there. quite yet. Not until we put the kick plate back on here. So okay, next we're going to put this piece of looks like a sounding proof thing, but I'm not sure what that is. But we have to install this. Take note that this is where the brake pedal, the arm for the brake pedal goes, and up here there's something where the gas pedal might be obvious, but it's actually way underneath here where you see that goes. Get some light under here. Sorry about that. It's probably impossible to see. Finesse this back into place. I'm kind of looking in a area through a kind of a space in the dash here where I can see kind of back behind. But as suspected, it is a little bit tough to get this where it needs to be. Oh, there we go. So if I just kind of push it back like this first, and I look up here, there's a few places. Just gotta lift that up. There we go. All right, there's a couple of holes where these little divots right there, if you can see those. There's the holes where those go. I'm gonna scoot that back a little bit more. This one. And that one. Make sure the pedals will work after I get this. Yeah, this is a little tough. It doesn't quite want to go where it oh, there we go. I actually had it in the wrong spot. All right, there we go. So there's a you can see that, but there's this place where that little divot goes, and it's kind of a oblong, and over here there's another oblong, so you can move this back. There's quite a few holes. That's why I'm kind of showing you where that actually goes. Let's see if I can get a closer look at it from here, so you can see where that goes. See the oblong? That's where it goes, in the oblong hole here, and over here there's one right there, right above it. So that's where those go. Let's see if I can. Yeah. So those will go there. Then you have a couple of fasteners. Once those that go here, one here, and one right here. I'll get those, put those in. Okay, there's a couple different types of fasteners here, depending on what you're putting on. For this, it's these. Make sure you use the right fastener here for these, and there's two of them. Okay, so let's go ahead and put those in. Push that back up. This goes. Push that up. There's one on the other side to hold this one in. This right there. Okay, that's all it takes to hold that in. So next up, that's in, is to put the bottom piece of the dash on. That is right here. So just take note of how this unsnaps. Okay, these things go straight in. So this clips in. There's a clip here, one there, and one over here. You don't want to pry this thing. You want to pull this out, and this snaps back in. So yeah, be careful, because you can break those off, and then you're in trouble. So one of the things you need to do here before you do this is to plug this in, and I'm going to actually put in, I put dielectric grease on these myself to make sure that the any corrosion is prevented. So I'm going to put that on. There's plenty of videos on using dielectric grease. Look it up if you need to. I did use it for all the connectors for the front end module there, and there's different videos. So look up and decide if you want to use that. Okay, let's get this hooked up. One thing again, take a look at these before you put these in, and know where those go. You can see there's a little fastener here and here, and if you look up on the dash, you'll see that's where that little what you call plastic pull goes in there, and the fastener clicks into here. Same on the other side. See some other pull here. That plastic pull goes in here. It's a fastener here, and another one goes down here. So kind of know this, get an idea before you take this off. This just remember, this bottom piece pulls straight out. Don't pry it down. Do not pry it down. Pull these pieces straight out. Okay, all those different places they just clip straight out, like that one. Okay, you want to pull straight out on that. Don't pry it down. Okay, the whole thing's got to come out. Otherwise, you know, if you break those clips, and like I said, you're kind of in trouble there with that. So let's get this connected. This is for the. I did put a little dielectric grease in here. I put it on with a little sort of toothpick actually, so I don't get it all over the place. Okay, that's there. Let's see here. You can see that. It goes right in there. All right. Push like that. Push there. There's one down here. You can kind of hear it click. There, that one's. Didn't get that one. There we go. Oh, I think it's down here. Kind of forgot where it went, but it should click in. I'm having trouble with this one because it's not fastening in there, but it may just be because it's not. I have to get it. Oh, okay. It's right here. There we go. I think that was it. That looks pretty good. Again, I want to get this out. Just grab it here and pull it straight out. Of course, I'm not going to do that. All right. Next up is to put that kick plate in right there. It's fairly easy. Remember that little opening in here. I can't. It's way up there. It's a little tab. Kind of hard to see it. Yeah, you can see it right there. So this is the kick plate here, and that will go. That little insert there goes right in there. So that you know that's where that goes. Again, can't stress enough. Take a look at where the the different tabs are that go in this one. Looks like it lost it, and that's right, it's still in there. But just know kind of where that. Those are the only two that hold this in. So let's go ahead and put that on. And finally, this piece step plate goes on over it. So let's go ahead and put that on right there. Yeah, I think that goes right on the top, right underneath there. So, well, I think that's good. Yeah, take a look at this, maybe get some pictures. I'm not sure exactly how this goes, but take a look at it before you take it off to make sure you have it right. The last piece is this, I don't call it kick plate or whatever. It goes right down again. This just pulls straight up. This pulls straight up. There's four tabs there, fasteners that hold that in. It's marked which way you need to put this. It says inner right here, so you know that's gonna go just like that. Yeah, this goes in here, inside of here, and there. All these just go inside their little tab spaces there. So let's put this down. You're going to push that down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and one more somewhere here. There we go. All right, that's it. It is all back together. And now that one thing I missed is to put these fasteners back in. As far as the fasteners, you probably want a kit to help you remove these and not use a screwdriver. You can, but you might break these things. I have a nylon fastener kit. You can get them off of Amazon, and these go in at various spots, like right here, right over here. Yeah, whoops, right there. There's one. So, and you want to have those little pins out when you put that in, otherwise they won't work. So, definitely want the pins out here. And then just push in like that, and then you push the pins in once the fastener's in. Sorry about that focus, and the lighting's horrible. Yeah, push the pin in, and just repeat that for the other two. We'll do one more here, and I'll get the other one and not bore you with the details there. So there we go. It's that one. Stick that up there, pushing the pin, and I'll get the other one myself. All right. Well, that's it. That wraps it up. I did check everything out before. I buttoned everything up after I installed the front end module, had the bolts on, and all the harnesses secure. I did start up the car, checked everything out. Everything is working. I've got my dash lights back after 5 years of dealing with this little book light that I had wrapped around the steering column as my dash lights. Dash lights are functioning again. The driver's side window, the top, works great. And all the other failures, the wipers work as they should, and so forth. So looks like this car is back in operating order, and I hope this video does help you out a little bit and saves you a little bit of time. I will put the link to the place where I had the front end module serviced and all those issues repaired in the bottom. So thanks again for stopping by, for watching, and I hope this helps you fix your T-Bird. Bye-bye.